Hello and welcome to the Contro-Verse Malden Seat of Our Pantsiest open mic. Very excited to have our feature MP Carver in the house tonight. Everybody please give it up. Also give it up for Ethan on the bass. I gotta warn you guys, it's really sunny and gorgeous and it's one of the first nice days in the entire year, so I think everybody decided they're gonna be outside instead of reading poetry, but fuck it, we're doing it anyway. First up, I would like to invite the woman who very kindly offered to cover reception when we didn't have anybody for it. Please put your hands together for Decker!
Thank you. Well, okay, we're tipping. Not yet. Haven't served anything. All right. So we can do kind of sweet sappy. Sweet sappy. I realized when I write poetry about other people, it doesn't last. So I'm going to stop doing that, and I'll just start reading the poetry that I've written in the past, and we'll go from there. All right. This is called A Sight for Words Unsaid. Against your caged ribs, your heart beats against my bony resonance. A drum beat so loud that I swell against the battle cry, having been on this field before, and knowing the marching orders given me then. Nearly drooling on your stomach, the seat of satisfaction for some, and the peace your presence beacons, and eyes swollen over from the beautiful agony that your unbounded self brings. A love bomb so strong that I have to look away to preserve my sight. I wasn't expecting that right now, I say, and I guess no one ever expects a Spanish Inquisition, but you press softly and I appreciate the pressure to not have to perform, the freedom to unstage the masked monster I've kept mute for so long. Twice around the block with you, taking a second chance or two, with you on giving a first of many to someone so earnest and true. I turn my head because your eyes hold an honest eagerness echoing through the holes that others have dug. A caring and kindness I never knew could exist in this graveyard I carry. Will you need to wait a week for your thought-out essay? You smirk and no. But all I can say then is because you are so beautiful. Because I cannot say you are so beautiful that holding your gaze is a breathless suspending succor from endless pain. Left, left, left. Others have left, and I just want to make what's left right. To make a night of leftovers and wholesome pie. Your head on my shoulder, my arm around your waist, holding tight against each other, but moving in effortless rhythm. Holding your hand and your gaze, they both feel just right. A fairy tale in the making from a nightmare not to be remembered. And yes, too many have hurt these hands I hold. And yes, too many have hurt those in yours. So where do we go from here, and what do we make of mutual misery? To start, please see the beauty and not the blight. And when you look in the mirror, see yourself with love-kissed sight. Each golden spark, not a torch to blaze bridges, but a beacon to beckon others to their brightest light. Thank you.
Thank you, Decker. Oh boy. The mic stand's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Next up, I want to introduce somebody who is here for the first time on the Contro-Verse open mic. Please, a very warm welcome to Jack. Come on up.
Hello? Okay. Yeah, don't try my last name. Can I? Yes. All right, I know we already have a content warning, but I am going to put a trigger warning on this one because it is about war and military violence. And I do have some headlines from different news sources woven in between the text. And so those might be upsetting too. So now you're prepared. Okay, and I'm just going to start. Teacher and student killed in U.S. shooting. BBC World News, December 16th, 2024. Schools, hospitals, and guns, and men and women. The day's tally of what is no longer. I like to check the news sometimes, like to check where the blood and action will be next, and Cam Thompson, an 18-year-old black teenage girl, had a contagious smile. On December 16, 2024, she was shot and killed in Tuscaloosa. Human Rights Campaign, Fatal Violence Against the Transgender and Gender Expansive Community in 2024. Then look with wide and waking eyes on the schools, the hospitals, and the guns, and the men, and the guns, and the women. I am no longer all the time. I am the ghosts and their smoking trails of Israeli strikes kill 50 in Gaza. BBC World News, December 16th, 2024. Iron mist. I am always thinking of desert in the park, of mountains in the desert. There is and always will be someone in a factory, someone making guns, and someone making men, and someone teaching a machine to make a gun. Israeli snipers fire at doctors in North Gaza's Kamal Adwan Hospital. Al Jazeera, December 16th, 2024. To watch over the field and its precious carrion. Myself and my poems and my iPhone, we think we are war. And outside is a world that might still be children among 20 killed after Israeli forces bomb Gaza safe zone. Al Jazeera, December 4th, 2024. There tomorrow. Schools, hospitals, ring-like shapes in the mist, hostages and hostages with guns. That is war. That is not poetry. That is justice. The young are no longer poets. We are guns and men, and Ukrainian men face sexual torture in Russian detention centers. Al Jazeera, November 30th, 2024. Little bit women, but not too much. And out of the night always come the explosions, braiding and unbraiding the threads of schools, hospitals, refugees, and men. On one news feed or another, tensions escalate as Pakistan vows response to Indian strikes after Pahalgam killings. BBC World News, May 7th, 2025. Always scroll through war. I am not my nation, but if on one news feed or another I can scroll through blood and action, then how can I claim the nation does not tell me what? Relazia Wright, a 25-year-old black transgender woman, was a fiercely loyal and dedicated friend. Early in the morning of December 1st, 2024, she was found shot and killed across the street from Minneapolis's Powderhorn Park. Human Rights Campaign, Fatal Violence Against the Transgender and Gender Expansive Community in 2024. Happens in the desert, on the mountain, in the school, in the hospital, in the park, at night. Little children should be heard and not seen. Little children should listen for the potential of bomb. Heavy cross-border shelling as Pakistan says India attack ignited inferno. Al Jazeera, May 7th, 2025. Or missile burst, lest they be toppled over in the blast, lest they too be called to look toward the camera, that glory-eyed ghost of curiosity lingering over everything that was ever built. If little Israeli attacks kill more than 60 as Gaza blockade accelerates starvation. Al Jazeera, May 7th, 2025. Children spend their nights listening for the spark and roar of the guns. Then they are no longer children. Then they are factories. Then they are men.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack, and thank you. Ooh, all right. Everything sounds fine. We're fine here. Everything's fine. Jack, thank you. Everybody, put your hands together one more time for Jack. First time on the mic. I have one more newcomer to Contro-Verse interviews before we bring up our feature. Everybody, please put your hands together for Tony.
So, belated Happy Mother's Day. Hope you did something nice with your mom yesterday. I'm going to be doing some Mother's Day poems a day late, but still. This one is entitled The Same Woman, and it has what MP, who is our feature, calls a bleed-in title. So the title is The Same Woman, and that's also the start of the poem. The same woman who grinds her teeth, shrieks, writhes, for hours convulsed by contractions, yet refuses painkillers to the last, demands her turn as class parent, arranging parties, field trips, teacher gifts, while working full-time and pregnant with twins. Bakes brownies from scratch at midnight, dismissing her bleary husband's endorsement of store-bought baked goods for the kindergarten potluck. Skewers with loving acuity her spouse's macho pretensions, insisting on taking the red-eye after a business trip to be home in time for the kids' soccer practice, refusing aspirin, or to hire someone to shovel the walk. Thank you.
Hey, Ethan.
Yes,
I hear a rumor that we have a feature tonight.
we do have a feature, and may I have the honor of introducing her?
That's fantastic. I bet you're not even talking to a mic right now, so nobody can hear you.
I can stand up for this.
You gotta take your mic.
Excuse me?
Your mic.
Can I use this one?
I need you.
Oh, I'm already up.
Oh no. All right, fine. Do your thing. We're doing it live.
Oh, I see. You need to set this up.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Fine, it's fine.
The seated swinger. All right. I just lost the page. All right. MP Carver is a poet and visual artist from Salem, Mass. She is the director of the Massachusetts Poetry Festival, founder of Molecule, a tiny long mag, and teaches creative and digital writing at Salem State University. Her work has been published in Rattle, Mantis, Jubilat, and Love's Executive Order, among others. She has received funding from the Massachusetts Cultural Council and the Essex Community Foundation. In 2023, her poem, In Vitro, was named a finalist in the Connecticut River Review's Experimental Poetry Contest. And in 2022, her poem, You and God and I, was awarded the New England Poetry Club's E. Cummings Prize. Her chapbook, Selachipmorpha, was published by Incessant Pipe in 2015. People, please give a round of applause for our feature, MP Carver.
Thank you so much. That word is always a problem in my bio. I don't think I've ever had anybody get the word right off the cuff. So thank you for for bearing with me. So thank you all for having me. I'm really glad to be here reading. And since my bio mentioned the Massachusetts Poetry Festival, I'll just say real quick that registration for the festival is now open. It's May 30th to June 1st in downtown Salem. It only happens every other year, but it's actually the largest poetry festival poetry-specific festival in New England. We've got other literary festivals, but this is the biggest poetry one around. So I hope you can join us. The tickets are by suggested donation, so there are free ticket options available for everyone. So, okay, and so I'm actually going to start, and just let me know if I should get closer or further from the mic. Okay, but I'm going to start with a couple poems from my new chapbook, Hard Up, from Lily Review Books.
Where can we buy it?
Oh, you can buy it from me or online from Lily Review Books. Definitely. Yeah. And I'll say, too, that's a press. It's a local Massachusetts press run by Eileen Cleary and Christine Jones, and they're really just amazing. They take really great care. And actually, since Tony mentioned Mother's Day, I'm going to actually start with this poem, which is a rare poem about my mom. My friend's mom is CFO of some private equity holding company. My mom sells rings at the mall. In her habitat, she is apex, trapper, catch and release a little lighter. She glitters like a done-up but affordable diamond, shuffles the eye. Let's try dalliance, let's try dance. Retail is an ugly word. My mom makes the sale seem like some half-remembered dream. Not the dream about falling through the ice, but the dream pulled out and fussed over, till it's so warm it shines. Thanks. Thank you. And then this poem mentions Mantis, who was an ancient Chinese philosopher, along with Confucius, one of only kind of a couple famous Chinese philosophers to get Romanized names. So, welfare. Mantis said, "There is proof humans are good. Even a criminal coming across a baby perched near the edge of a well will snatch the baby back without a thought." Then again, he was around in 300 BCE. You could save a baby then, without everyone asking, "What the hell? Who are you to save that baby? There's paperwork associated with that baby. Do you know how much that baby is worth?" Mantis's criminal lived in the Warring States period, a good, well-defined time for folks. Criminals were criminals, peasants were peasants, the rich were rich, yes, even then, and anyone could just walk around, thoughtlessly saving babies. Thanks. Thanks. And this next poem has an epigraph, which is a quote from Grant Anderson of the Paragon Space Development Corporation. Questions of reliability and robustness have to be answered before we leave Earth. Safe travels. Billionaires have been reserving tickets to Mars through SpaceX. It could be possible within a decade, and I hope they get to go. I won't make it to Mars, but after a poetry reading at the BPL the other day, I found myself in the in crowd, at the after party at the Copley, where a waiter brought me pillows of pretzels skewered on plastic sticks, and I didn't even look at him, though he could have been my best friend, my student, or my mom who used to cater weddings at Spinelli's, at the head table with the biggest tips. When I worked in catering, we'd convince people they needed too much, then take most of it back unopened at the end of the night. On average, we sent out 1 can of Coke 5 times, a capitalist recycling. On Mars, they're going to have to recycle everything, even the urine. And they won't have soda. They'll drink Soylent Interplanetary Formula. When all the billionaires go to Mars, I'm really going to miss them. And by the way, I love Soylent. You probably think I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not. Thank you. Thanks. And then I'll read kind of one more on that topic. I promise, money and economics and everything like that are topics that have always interested me. But I promise it's not the only thing I write about, so I'll do one more and then I'll go on to other poems. So this is a new one, and the newer one, and the title is a quote from F. Scott Fitzgerald talking about the rich. They are different from you and me. They put on 2 left shoes in the morning and wear sparkly hats to bed. They answer the phone with animal noises and laugh at graveside ceremonies. They eat everything in miniature. Quarter-sized pizzas and little round potatoes half the size of your fingernail grown by monks in Tibet. They eat dozens of these, hundreds, tens of hundreds, hundreds of hundreds, thousands of hundreds, and so on. Like us, they count on their fingers, but unlike us, they use base 60. Their calculations so fast, their fingers sometimes fly right off. They are afraid of this. They tie tiny leashes to their fingers, have bespoke mini harnesses made of gold and platinum and titanium and tungsten and iridium and carbide, embedded with diamonds and serendibites and grandiorites and emeralds. This is not cheap. But now there is a talk of 100% income of 100% tax on income over $1 billion. $1 billion may seem like a lot, but in base 60 it's only 1H9 BKE. And I'm worried about how the billionaires or the 10 billionaires or the centibillionaires could possibly get by, hands intact. Thank you. This is one for a friend of some of us in the audience who passed away, Joe McGurn. After diagnosis. There are still things that can be done. Miles to run through wooded trails, edged, yes, with frost, but beyond that edge still some green, and the bright red of autumn leaves turning inexorably into metaphor. There are still piles of papers at the insurance office, teetering on that cusp where desktop meets the bit of sky we let inside. Still time to shuffle and balance, file things into metal cabinets that stay for years before the shredder is called. How long? 3 years? 2 years? 1 year? No matter. Light bulbs, for all their sorcerous glow, all their luminescence, all their steady, self-doubting electric hearts, don't change themselves. Thank you. And I'm going to read this one, Soup for Two. And I am not much for cooking, so. Though I spent hours caramelizing the onions, chopping, dicing, chiffonading, and though I made the same thing just a week ago for my eye-rolling roommate in a culinary practice run, the cauliflower bisque is terrible. Now, with you here at the kitchen table, tiered fruit dish, overflowing ripeness before you, rosemary croutons set out like an offering to some ancient divinity capable of blessing or retribution equally, something has gone off. The coconut milk spoiled, or perhaps a betrayal of the leek. I should have known. Thanks. And this poem is a persona poem in the voice of Moby Dick. So, Moby Dick on that Captain Ahab. I'm not shy. I'll tell anyone who asks that I can't stand the man. Who was it following who everywhere? I even hate the way he chews and the clicking of his peg. By the way, I had nothing to do with that leg. He got drunk one night, entangled in the rigging when he fell. He'd been up there looking for me, but I floated so low and still, a trick of the light. I didn't mind seeing him cry, hanging there. I liked imagining the bite of the rope that held him, its roughness against his hot skin. I waited long hours in the freezing water of those whaling grounds. No one came to save him. I could have spouted off, or rocked the ship a bit, woken up the cook or the mate in time to save the limb. But the sea was too gentle to disturb. Thanks. And this one is about a very different kind of character. A friend gave me the prompt, a Looney Tune character goes to therapy. So this is while E works on himself. He started seeing the Roadrunner everywhere. TV static, coffee grounds in the bottom of the sink, rain clouds. He jokes at the Toon reunion that the whole world has become one big Rorschach test. No one laughs. Later, Elmer takes him aside, asks him how he's doing. In his dreams that night, a blue-feathered hornet looms over the horizon, one eye the sun, another the moon. It begins to swallow the desert landscape, mandibles scooping up the rusty orange sand, cacti, gray roads, and arroyo. As Wile E turns to run, the world falls away behind him. He runs and he runs. In the morning, he gets the number of Sam's therapist. He spends months trying to cut off his unproductive imaginings, recognize spiraling thoughts, revisualize. I am a tree, he tells himself in line at the grocery store when some kid's squeaky shoe reminds him of a meep meep. My roots extend through the tile floor to the ground. I am planted. My mind and body can be still. For once, it works. He's found journaling exercises useful. Takes a poetry class at community college. They read one art, and the professor tells him that villanelles are good for obsession. He gets published in the school's literary journal, starts going to open mic nights. People clap for him. He stays up late nights writing. Everything is a metaphor for the Roadrunner. The gravity-edged cliff, the running storm, an uncertain silhouette in the hazy distance. He wants to stop, but can't. Thank you. And thanks. Okay. All right, great. And I'm going to read just two more. Both the first one's short. This is called "At the End of the Relationship." I let my feet get scaly, then rub them against you at night. Screech on your voicemail like a rusty door hinge. I push little thorns through your electronics to interpret the way they hum. When you sleep, I crouch beside you, whisper into your dreams, how did I ever love you? I spike strip the doorways. I slit my tongue and become a snake. Thanks. Some things don't end well, as we know. So, okay. And then this last one I'll read is also a new one, and it's called Self-Portrait as Stainless Steel Frying Pan. I search YouTube for tips on how to stop things from burning, sticking, splattering all over my easy peel tile backsplash. I'm trying to develop a touch for these things, understand the science behind it all, get it a little bit more right. Preheat the dry skillet for 1 to 2 minutes at medium-low. Test with water, with spatula. Add thin layer of cold butter and sage. Pray for the pan. Leave pan out in open air when Mercury is in retrograde. Manifest the pan shining clean as clean could be. Spend time with the pan. Ask what it needs from you. Interpret the pan's silver dreams. Tell the pan you love it, that you forgive it. Look at the pan. See it for what it really is. Open yourself to it. This seems like good advice, but so far, nothing has worked. Just disappointing suppers before the long scrub of night. Thank you. I just made it.
Everything is fine with the mic. Everybody, please keep it going for MP Carver. Buy her books. Don't mind me while I try to rearrange the stage while I'm talking. It's totally fine and normal behavior. Those of you who were with us at the beginning of the show noticed that I was a little antsy because our list was short, but people showed up late, and I'm very excited to have some familiar faces on the list for fill out the open mic tonight. But first, Ethan, I heard a rumor that you had like a plan for something. Yes. You got to talk in the mic. Nobody can hear you.
That is correct.
There you go. All right, what's the plan?
All right, our piece now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, should we give it away or surprise them? I'd like to surprise them.
Okay.
All right,
All right, so he told me to bring up something, and this is the first half of what I think is 2 poems in a trench coat. We'll see if it actually is or not. But anyway, this one's called Media Literacy. You ready? I know the sacred secret of the universe, and that's not the same as knowing the meaning of life or having all the answers, being bulletproof, plot armored, or otherwise immune. But the thing is, I was in a job that was killing me, and I found my way out. Baby, Barbie can be your feminist awakening. Star Wars can save your life. You can build a scripture out of comic books or Tumblr posts or bathroom stall poetry, and there are a million ways to die and just as many to be alive. And knowing that love is the only thing that is important isn't enough. You need to learn to feel all the shades of the thing. Not only eros, not only storge, not only philia, but agape beating in your veins. They lied to me about what art is. And I spent all my life thinking I wasn't qualified to call myself an artist, too clumsy to create beauty, unable to keep in the confines of 14 perfect lines, writing essays that leave no room to breathe, painting curving labyrinths, always failing to catch a glimpse of what it should be. But art isn't the object, the statue isn't Mary. All my life I've spent trying to sledgehammer open a door I can't touch, to see, to be seen. I sat down and cried in the museum, not because the Monets were beautiful, of course they were beautiful, but across the centuries I could see someone's soul in it. He sees like I hear. We're all trapped in here. No one makes it out alive from these flesh prisons, and I just want to hold someone through the bars, slip a note through the cracks in the walls. I love you, Valerie. Take a shot at our one way out when none of us can swim. Sneak our hearts into someone else's purse. Reverse pickpocketing the spark of ourselves. Selfish means dreaming of any kind of immortality. We never stop paying for it. Weezer hooks in each other's spinal fluid. Python quotes forever spoken. GNU Pratchett. A civilization of funeral pyres and memorial stones. Infectious in our actions. Humanity is a virus. It's catching. Keep it going for Ethan. All right. I got to bring somebody else on the stage because I can't hog all the spotlight. Andrew, you got something ready for us? All right, come on up here, everybody. Put your hands together for Andrea Dada.
This is me not doing the mom poem. To a found family. From your chronically prodigal kid sibling, stumbling ragged from yet another tree line, thanks. Though I forget which meadows you've met me in exactly. What frost's shiver of crystals kissed my soles? To what songs I wept in your particular arms, on whose couches I've swooned? And how a swamp might ice over, cypress trunks and incipient slush. I've been dissolving emotions by the root of my tongue and swallowing. I've broken fragile structures summer left in the sugar. I've licked the sugar bowl and can't unlick it. And some of us have this story. And some of us might come back from it. I might never learn to love your friends. Unbend your rules accordingly. But please believe it's not my fault for so long every pillar left standing is salt.
Thank you, Amanda. All right. We got a treat come up, you guys. First time on the Contro-Verse open mic, I met this person over at Decker's poetry open mic at the Foundry. Everybody, give it all the way up for Prince Shapiro.
Zavela zingxamile zangena zixhabashile zaqhaphaqhaphisa zixakekile zasiququzelisa saqhwaleka sixhelekile zingaxangaxa zamaxhala senza maxhayela Denza nje amagqabantshintshi ngethemba lotshintsho ba kaloku intshuntshe yesitshetshe sentshutshiso isatshawuzisa imibane itsazisa igazi ndithi mna kutshaphene nentshumayelo sekungabathwela intshinga Inkcazelo neenkcukacha zisesichengeni mawethu nam ndingayichuba ndiyixole ndiyichaza ndinkconkcozelise kungendi nifunza inconco ancama incamayo umntu sincamoncanyelweni sicholachola ingceba namaceba kube imincili nochulumanco ithi ke nengqondo iqonde sigqoze siqikileke amaqabaqaba imbola kuba kaloku amagqobhoka adyobhekile siqhwabulule umqwebetho ngumqobo njengamagqala siqhaqhe siqeqeshe ingqondwana zengqeqe zisaqhathulayo sulani kungwe emehlweni mzontsundu phumela ngezingqondweni zabantu abantsundu uthi nomphefumlo phimiselane nenhliziyo sijika izithende siqonda nenqontsonqa sinqanda ubudunkanka ububhulempu nobuthubeni because betwixt my knees it was mine akshake drum which is still dinning in my ears my time my turn my drum. Then a hideous monster attack crash landed upon my drum. Crash ended my tune, sending a man to his doom. In a rat race of fame, with vibrators of making and breaking, the vibrators of making and breaking, then us like leaves trembling in the breeze. There we were with birds in the choir of trebles, though we are from baritone aria stables. Then utterly disconcerting our pity-deserving souls as they rush back each into our hearts at the sound of human voices. I met a man I know of old, bubbling down the dusty road. The road is rocky. Steep is the rise, the country is like piggery. As an old man, I don't cry. I had my time, I still try. With my luggage in a trolley, I'm ready to fly, meaning to die. this harsh clashing noise from betwixt our clenching knees, the source of the class cause of our sufferings. Palms with bubble-like swellings, paying our divorce to an alien drum in my time, not my drum, not my business. Mercy on us.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Give it up! All right. We have hit the end of the list that I had for the open mic, which means we might live in a democracy. Dude, all right, how are we feeling about democracy today? Love it. This is a very lukewarm room on democracy. I was not expecting that. That's bizarre. All right. First question. Is there anybody who hasn't read who would like to read something? I will hand you a thing if you don't have anything, if you just want to get up here and read. I got a hand. You got something? No. All right, I'm going to hand you something. You got something, right? Oh, of course. You know me. Everybody, please give it up for Trip.
I've never seen this poem before, so here we go. Shrapnel. Something exploded, and a piece of it embedded in your flesh. Now you have to carry that around with you for the rest of your life. It affects you, changes the way that you behave. Take the experience of being hit by that shrapnel with you in every decision that you make. Even if you remove it, the scar remains. Even in its absence, it informs your decisions. For the most part, the explosions are usually random, when taken from a subjective view. Someone else planted these things, and you walk right into it. These things may have exploded centuries ago, but the shrapnel is still in the air, still able to pierce into the heart of you. Often they tell you where to go. They push you onto new paths, or keep you going down the one you're on. They can blind you, they can cripple you, they can make you afraid to continue. They can accumulate like scales, like armor, like a lead weight. Given enough time, they can even render you impervious to other bits of shrapnel, but not forever. Shrapnel is not subtle. It's just that we don't recognize it for what it is. We get hit full in the face, and we don't even realize what just happened. We know something just went down, but what? You heard a symphony. You read a story. You went to school, you got a job. You fell in love. You got into a fight. You fell out of a tree. You were mugged. You got an erection. You listened to a preacher. You took drugs. You got lost in the woods for 3 days. You lived your life, and you carry that with you. Each thing that got the limbic system pumping, every aha, all the moments of simmering rage, each instant of bliss, they all left their bits of shrapnel in you. They all push and prod you in directions you might not even intend it to go. But you don't have to be one of the walking wounded. The choice is yours. Self-surgery is messy, but it's possible. Search out the bits that got stuck into you, see if they're worth keeping. Then get a pair of pliers and an X-Acto knife and get to it.
That was Shrapnel by LMNO, as read by Trip. Hey, you guys, I heard it's Mother's Day-ish, close to. We had some Mother's Day poems you want. It's going to be fun, right? Everybody has good Mother's Day poems. Nobody has upsetting ones, right? I literally had to have somebody read this before I performed it because I was worried it was going to set them off. Anyway, this is Maternal Estrangement. America is busy writing another strongly worded letter to the editor about how her son won't call her and how much she wants to see her granddaughter, pointedly leaving out the fact that said grandchild is actually a grandson, pointedly leaving out the reason the phone call ended so badly last Guy Fawkes Day. America's always the victim. You can text America on her birthday and try to open the line back up, but she will never be ready to give you anything but excuses for the time she abandoned you on the sidewalk to fend for yourself, look the other way when her husband took a swing. It's your fault for overreacting. You can wish America a happy Mother's Day, but she's never going to hear when you try to remind her again that this began as an anti-war campaign. She's too in love with Reagan's ghost to even consider taking a step to the left. She'll just take the excuse to remind you how miserable she is. It's your fault America's like this. It's Memorial Day, and America's mascara is running as she dramatically mourns martyrs she never would have cared for if they came home. Makes fun of you when you put the change in the cup of someone missing a limb, a home, a job, their health. Look after yourself. She pretends she knows about taking care of herself. When you get the call from the hospital that America is in a coma on a vent, that she has no ability to consent to the medical treatments keeping her organs working, when the doctors tell you the last thing she did was try to pull the hose from her nose and call the brown girl nursing her a slur, will you remember that she loved peonies? Will you feel a sense of duty? Or just remember what happened the last time you tried to call? Not my mom. My mom's dead. This is somebody else's mom. We're fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, oversharing on the mic seems to be a thing for me tonight. Who else has something? Please rescue me from the stage. Ooh, I see a couple of hands who haven't been up yet. I see Anne and then Calypso. All right, Anne, get up here.
Oh, thanks a lot. I am actually, well, not a recent poet. I haven't been writing recently, but my poems seem a little bit more like nursery rhymes, but I guess it's poetry. But I'm actually going to read a poem that I love of a friend of ours. Prince Shapiro is my hubby, and it's like his brother, basically. And they run an organization in South Africa together called Sounds of Edutainment. So this is called Dr. Capitalism by Zweli Temba Twalo, also known as Zwesh Fikush. I need my glasses again. I am Dr. Capitalism, the godfather of isms and schisms. I stand for individualism, monetarism, and Westernism. Yesterday, when I was in a state of primitivism, I was then called feudalism. No, not thy communalism. I robbed Africa with violence, slavery, fraudulence, and colonialism. I rule with the church, market, state, nepotism, commercialism, and imperialism. Side note, just there might be a couple triggers in here. So I am Dr. Capitalism, the godfather of isms and schisms. I fight atheism and paganism with my God complex-ism. I am God. I make guns to kill internationalism. I come with war McCarthyism to wipe out communism. I contest anything and detest everything about socialism. I discourage all form of activism, Bolshevism, and radicalism. I am Dr. Capitalism, the godfather of isms and schisms. I don't mind Stalinism because that's still Europeanism. Live no sympathy at all for Africanism or Pan-Africanism. I divide with partisanism, sectarianism, and tribalism. I undermine unity with cabalism, elitism, and factionalism. I stifle oneness with homophobia, xenophobia, and racism. I am Dr. Capitalism, the godfather of isms and schisms. I lynch thy Ubuntu, Butu, or humanism with Americanism. To me, blacks stand accused of barbarism, cannibalism, and heathenism. I demote so-called Rastafarianism and promote materialism. I plant democracy, white supremacy, consumerism, and egoism. I breed greed, lies, alcoholism. And I lost my place. There it is. Ageism, spiritism, or Satanism. I am Dr. Capitalism, the godfather of isms and schism. I sex so much that I am accused of sexual hedonism. I invade anywhere and conquer everywhere with sexism. I belittle, negate, and ridicule womanism with machoism. I denounce and renounce, demonize, and refuse feminism. I hardly recognize women's rights due to male chauvinism. I am Dr. Capitalism, the godfather of isms and schisms. I gave birth to Calvinism, fascism, Nazism, and Zionism. I dig globalization and privatization No, not collectivism. I build a racial and class society without egalitarianism. I spread prejudice, injustice, militarism, and neoliberalism. I oppose Afrocentrism with force, rape, and Eurocentrism. I am Dr. Capitalism.
It occurs to me, I often, start off the show with some sort of superlative because there isn't any other poetry over Mike and Malden, so I can say what I want and it's true. But I don't think we've ever introduced ourselves as the Malden's wokest open mic, and we sure as fuck are. Anyway, Calypso, you got something? Come on up here.
So we're allowed to do the mother's poem thing, but like bitter and sarcastically? Yeah. Okay. Just checking. This is from my book Wolf Canon, which is coming out next month, which I'm excited about. This is called Bantam Bird. Did you also find those thin coral strands lashed into your skin at twilight, having hurled yourself heedless through cornfields, cane brakes? Do you also remember the pluck of blackberries, honeysuckle? Did you mount the windbreak, dive creeks, call song like rivers from the sky? Or had you always been ornamental, ormolu, voiced by ingenious device, void of all desire but to gleam presentably on an end table? Mother, I know the window's false sky, the gasping pavement, head twisted back, bones filling with mercury, and jagged wheels displacing flesh to spin and mesh, and pipes to sing, and swivel joints to turn my head, to silver thought and metal wing, to be a gleaming splendid sight, a gilded, lilting, pretty thing, with feathers made for less than flight, than flight, than flight. A flywheel slips, the mainspring wound too tight. Ask mercy from the fingertips of any scrutinizing right, whose whitened teeth and diagrams will spread my bones along the page. In faint lament, lament, lament. The mechanism jams. I beat against the cage, although it's clear where I belong, a trinket of a golden age, my only wish to be improved, for each ambitious, wild, and wrong potential choice to be removed, removed, removed. My mother's voice, my wired mouth, our pretty predecided song.
Give it up for Calypso. Also, make sure after the show you tell us where we can buy that book, because hopefully by the time you're watching this on the internet, there will be something down here that's a link where you can buy that book. Support artists where they're alive. What am I doing here? Right. We need one more person. We need a couple more people on the mic. But I remember seeing Tony's hand up earlier. Tony, do you have one more piece?
I do, but someone else can go first.
No. No being polite. Get the fuck up here.
So I'm going with the Mother's Day theme. This is pursuing motherhood a little later in the child's life. This one is called Kitten in Boots. For years, they sit in the back of my wife's closet. Silent reminders of what she once dared to wear, until our daughter, no longer playing dress up, one day comes to breakfast in them. Provoking in me pleasure, dread of male interest, she'll stir. After she leaves for class, my spouse hisses. She looks hot. That evening, my kid claims the paper guy at the train said he liked her boots. Even the visiting girl she showed around school that day mentions them in an email thanking her for the tour. Next morning, for the first time in a decade, my mate, a lawyer, stalks into the kitchen in them. Answering my stare, she insists she's not going to let our daughter claim them through eminent domain. Just showing what I've still got. Having despaired years ago of coaxing my partner into anything not sensible, I mutely shake my head, contemplate the forces that move mothers. Thank you.
All right. Time for some democracy. Hey, are we going to have somebody who's already read go up, or are we going to torture the cameraman and hand him something he hasn't looked at before? I got 1 vote for torture. 2, torture? All right, torture it is. Everybody, please put your hands together for the long-suffering Tim.
All right. Once more. God damn, girl, you are worth fighting for, and you are worth your bullshit. You have to remember that there are people who love you with their whole hearts, even when you aren't looking. People who hold you in your weakness and your crazy, who want better for you than this. Get your shit together. Make something beautiful out of this hole in your chest. Fuck somebody who wants to fuck you. Cry and scream and dig your nails in. Feel alive for 5 seconds. Do something that makes you want to keep breathing, to wake up tomorrow. You know you can't keep torturing yourself like this. He's not worth it. No amount of dick in the world is worth it. You dumb fuck, get off the ground already. There's nothing for you here, but there are things worth fighting for in this life. You are one of them.
Tall poet. All right, show of hands. Put your hands up if you got something to read. Oh my gosh, I've got so many people with something to read. Jack, you're not normally here, so it's you. Come on up here. Read a thing.
Hello? Okay. The living had their village explanations, and so, when the time came for the selling of my love, all were silent. They waited at the sills of their windows, they shone their lights on my conscience, amazed that the shadow cast was merely the outline of my body. And I, in revenge, sat at the feast with an empty plate before me. Food isn't in my budget, I said when anyone asked me why I wasn't eating. And slowly but surely the bright smiles and sounds and hornbeams that mark life in the village returned to their circular rhythms around me. I sat with my back against the wall. For once I kept my thoughts inside my head, and so the issue of my love was diffused. Life in the village moves through its natural seasons, the fire, the freezing, the crawling to the edge of the designated area, the crawling back. I sit with my back against the wall, rest my throat. I've earned this time alone.
All right, let me see those hands again. I didn't get a good look at everybody. All right, Decker, get up here.
All right, so this one's for our feature because they do like open mics with animal themes. So, but not this year. So this is for them. Yeah, I felt like it was falling. Okay. All right, it's called A Poem After What It Feels Like to Take Care of a Cat by March Penn. The cat is in need of meds. 3 syringes and bites me twice daily. Hiding behind the sofa or under the bed when the alarm reminds us both to stay alive. The cat has a cardiologist and ultrasound within 3 to 4 months visits, more than me, and squirms out of the box, its fur shaved or sticky with goo, neither of us dead nor alive each time. The cat senses our problems and stands like a statue transfixed in concern when my eyes are crying and strings unravel on the floor. The cat teases me and knows better than to run after shaken treats. The cat's fur is soft, and when I catch her, she chirps out a smile from a hiss. The cat refuses her meds and holds my heart like a weeping willow tree instead, and I hide in her shadow, resisting to let go. Thank you.
All right, I don't know if we have time for one more, but I'm going to call one more poet up because I want to hear everybody. Please put your hands together one more time for Andrea Donna.
You're lucky it's so freaking short. All right, this is by James Tad Alcox. It's called Scientific Method. Wow. Picture the ocean. No. Picture the entire thing all at once. You are not doing it. It's okay. One day, something terrible will happen, and I will not be prepared.
Why did you do a short one? I had plans. Anyway, I think we're done. I think we're done, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Even the folks who didn't read, it is wonderful to have you in the audience here. Thank you to our feature, MP Carver. Amazing work. Support her stuff. Buy her book. Go to the Mass Poetry Festival. It's going to be great. I'm going to be there. I'm going to make an ass of myself. You might see some other familiar faces. Thank you tonight to Decker and Tim, who split time on reception. Thank you to James and everybody at UMA for making sure we have this space. Everybody give it one more time for Ethan. We all would sound like ass without him. It's true. This has been the Contro-Verse Open Mic. We will not actually be here on the fourth Monday of this month because it's a holiday, and I was a dummy and scheduled somebody, and I have to apologize. But we will be back after that. And in general, we are here at 145 Pleasant Street in Malden, Massachusetts on the second and fourth Mondays until such a time as they kick us out of the building or we don't want to do it anymore. Good night, everybody. All right, so we're not filming anymore, but there's a couple of things. Some of y'all didn't sign up on this list.